Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slain Hope, and I got another video for y'all. And in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the 5 tips on why you should go 50-50 with a woman. Now, before y'all even get on me about that, right, just listen to me. Just hear me out. Now, in today's times, most of these women, damn near all of them in America, are not traditional women, right? But yet, a lot of these women still want a man to play their traditional roles. And in my opinion, I don't believe a woman that is not traditional should get a traditional man, right? Because there's a losing bargain for that man. But let me get into the video. Number one, you don't want to raise no bum. Now, in traditional times, right, usually how it used to go is the father raises his daughter until the point, to the point where a man comes along to marry her, right? So so the father has the responsibility, of taking care of her, maintaining and providing for her until a man comes and takes that responsibility from the father. Right now, I'm just using that hypothetically. Now, when you're taking this woman into your house, right, into your care, if you have a woman who has no ambition, has no drive, she's not trying to really do nothing, y'all don't have no children together, but she just wants to be taken care of, you can say you basically raising a bum, especially in a society today that has changed. It's not very so rigid like it used to be, but you can still apply those same principles. But again, like I said, if a woman is not traditional, right, and she didn't have sex before being married, if a lot of these women are not virgins. A lot of them, they don't protect their honor. A lot of them don't have no morals and no values, right? They don't have the traditional women ideals. So why should you be treating her in the same way that a traditional man is supposed to treat a traditional woman? Doesn't make sense. So yeah, fellas, you don't want to be raising no bum. Number two, you don't want to exhaust your resources. Now, or most of your resources. At the end of the day, an investment in a woman, that's like, your money and your whatever you using, right? Your property, your everything has some type of value. It's some type of your resources, your connections, all of those things, right? So if you're spending on this woman and she's not a woman of good morale, if she's not a woman of good character, if she's not a woman of tradition, right, then you are exhausting your resources. A lot of times this is what happens. A lot of times chicks come into these situations and all they bring is coochie. All you getting out of the situation is coochie. While she's getting a purse, while she's getting jewelry, while she's getting shoes, while she's getting whatever. Some people might even give their woman cars, right? She's getting all of these things from you, right? Resources. She's exhausting your resources, and all you really getting, and not all the time, but in most cases, all these dudes is getting is coochie from a girl in exchange. We see how a lot of these women think. A lot of times, they think that coochie solves everything. When they mess up and they get you upset or they violate, they think they could just throw some coochie around. When the birthday come around, they think they could just throw some coochie around. For y'all that celebrate these things anyway. Valentine's Day, y'all get it. All the holidays is always just some coochie. It's like, bro, that's all you getting out of the deal. So, yeah, don't exhaust your resources, right? Number 3, women work today, right? And kind of similar to the other point that I made, it's like, again, we living in a time where women work. Women always bragging about their degrees. They always bragging about how much money they make. They always bragging about all of these different things, right? The accomplishments of today's time, because women are allowed to work, right? And create businesses, etc., right? Create wealth. So what sense does it make to have a woman that works and has all of this accessibility in today's time to just be sitting at home not doing nothing? Ain't that much cleaning in the world that's going on at home. Ain't that much cleaning in the world. Seriously. Now if y'all have children, I agree. If a woman has children and she want to stay home and homeschool her kids, or just take care of her kids because sometimes you don't want to send your kids to daycare, especially when they're young, or you don't want nobody looking after your kids, I definitely agree with that. And that man should facilitate that and make it easy for her and the children. I definitely agree with that. But if y'all don't have no kids, if y'all ain't got none of that stuff going on, she should work. Like you've been afforded the right to work, because women fought for this, right? Women wanted this. They complained. Now you got it, but now you trying to say you want to sit at home. Nah, go make some money. Because at the end of the day, and another thing that happens is like, women work, but then some of them claim they don't want to spend their money. Like, so what are you doing with your money? But anyway, we're gonna get into that to the other in the other point, right? So anyway, the next point is prevent yourself from being used, right? Now, I know society has tricked men into this whole it ain't tricking if you got it, or girls try to shame dudes who don't really want to spend their money on them, or who trying to split bills, or who trying to split stuff like that. But that's just a psychological tool that they try to use to manipulate you guys. And I feel like at the end of the day, men do feel some type of way when they get used, and a lot of times men don't really talk about it. Men don't talk about it. They don't come clean, and it's all right to feel like, damn, like this girl just used me, because a lot of women are using men. But I blame a lot of the guys, because a lot of the guys are leading with the pot of gold. They're leading with money, the pot of gold, and then they get surprised when the gold diggers come. So stop leading with the pot of gold, and you might not really have to worry about the gold diggers. So if you want to prevent yourself from being used, yeah, this is one of the things that you should use. Stop trying to pay for everything. Stop trying to lead with your bread, and you know, y'all need to work something out. Like, and it's gonna get to the next point. But yeah, men don't like being used, and you know, dudes will lie and try to hide, and you know, because we feel like we're not supposed to feel that way because we're supposed to be the providers. But men really do be feeling some type of way, even if they don't talk about it. You seen one of the dudes from Migos take the car back from Saweetie, right? He took because dudes really be feeling some type of way. When a dude spends money on you, he really feels some type of way when he feels like you just used him and you just got up and left. And at the end of the day, the more he spend, the more he might feel like, damn, this chick just used me. So again, you can alleviate this by going 50-50 or splitting some type of expenses. And the last point is, women who spend are more committed to the situation, to the relationship. This is, at least from my experience, is proven. The women that I dealt with who had their own money and were, you know, they really cared about me, they would spend their money. And a woman who spends her money is more committed to the situation, because again, a lot of these women are leeches. A lot of these women come, and again, all they want to throw in your lap is coochie. They don't do nothing else. Some of these chicks don't know how to cook. Some of these chicks don't bring no peace. Some of these chicks are not obedient. Some of these chicks are not honorable. They don't have no morals. And I could go on a long list of all the defects of some of these chicks. But all they try to throw in your lap is coochie, right? And even if they're making money, they try to just keep their money to themselves, or do whatever it is that they're doing with their bread. And it's like, again, a woman who doesn't spend no money on you, she didn't have nothing to lose. Time is nothing, bro. I know chicks try to throw time, but you invested your own time too. They try to use coochie, but you gave her your wee too. So wee and coochie cancels out. Time and time cancels out, because you made time for her the same way she made time for you. And after that, what do you have? When you spending your money, what is she doing? If she's not spending no bread, bro, you think it's going to be hard for her to leave? All she gave you was coochie and time. And you gave her wee in time, so that cancels out. So you're going to be losing at the end of the day. You're going to be in the losing and bargaining again, right? Because you spend your money and she really didn't. So with that being said, I think 50-50 or 60-40. 60-40 is more realistic, because I don't think anybody goes 50-50. But 60-40, whatever. The split, the point of the split is that it alleviates from both parties. It alleviates resentment, and it alleviates a whole bunch of things from both parties, right? Because on one hand, the man doesn't really feel used because the woman is spending her money too. And on the other hand, the woman does not feel pressure to comply or to do certain things because she's also spending some of her money. But let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Am I bugging? Do I got a point? Let me know, man, because this is a conversation that needs to be had. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.